Brian, you got one too, pay up for it.
I did. Good afternoon, committee members and other parties of interest. The reconvened evaluation meeting for RFP-25-00132 Renewable Natural Gas Southeast County Landfill for the Solid Waste Management Department will be held by means of communications media technology. Active participation will be for committee members only. Provisions have been made for members of the public desiring to have access to view the meeting. Public attendees must remain on mute with cameras off. For the record, this meeting is being recorded, and the recording will be available after the meeting has ended. Please be advised that the cone of silence is still in effect and shall end the earlier of 5 business days after the county posts its notice of intent to award the contract associated with the solicitation or on the date the procurement solicitation is canceled by the county. All questions, comments, and concerns must be directed to my attention. My name is Lisa Demina, and I am the chief buyer for this project. Again, for the record, this meeting is being recorded and has been publicly noticed. At this time, I will ask each committee member to introduce themselves for the record, beginning with the committee chairperson, Brian Johnson.
Good afternoon, Brian Johnson, Division Director, Solid Waste Management Department.
Linda Goodman, Senior Project Manager within Enterprise Program Management Office, supporting solid waste.
Danny Gallagher, Project Manager with the Hillsborough County Solid Waste Management Department.
Damian Trammell, Solid Waste Management Department Director.
I will now ask the county advisor to please introduce himself as well.
Colin Spradlin, Project Director at SCS Engineers and Advisor to the committee.
Thank you. The presentations will be evaluated and scores based on the following criteria. Criteria 1, similar projects references, 20 points. Criteria 2, project approach and schedule, 20 points. Criteria 3, qualifications, financial resources, 20 points. Criteria 4, price proposal, 40 points. Criteria 5 was already established and remains the same. We are now at the scoring phase of this meeting. Both firms have presented, and we will now proceed with the consensus scoring of the oral presentations. At this time, I will turn the meeting over to the committee chairperson, Brian Johnson, to lead the discussion, evaluation, and I will record and confirm the scoring.
Okay. We received 2 presentations today, all presentations. We ran from Market Energy. So we'll begin discussions with Eval Renewables. Is that protocol, does the original score stand, or are we starting from a discussion of
We're looking
the
at
score?
their scoring, determining whether or not there is a change.
Whether it's a change. Okay, I understand. Thank you. All right, so our original consensus score for category 1, similar projects references, with the Eval is 16. Based on the presentations today and the additional clarity that was provided, is there a recommendation to change that score in any direction, up or down? Linda?
Same.
No, same. Danny?
Same.
Same, and I agree. So that score of 16 remains the same for similar projects and references for Eval. Second category, project approach and schedule. We provided an original score of 19 for this category for Eval. Based on today's presentations, does anyone recommend changing that score up or down?
Yes.
Yeah.
Up
The
1.
recommendation is to increase by 1. Okay,
I support the increase based on the clarifications provided today.
okay.
Also support the one as well. They did provide some clarity on the system that they'll be utilizing in the purification of our gas, specifically when we're speaking about the nitrogen. With I do agree that 1 point is necessary.
Yes. It wasn't it wasn't clear on how much nitrogen Tariva could handle straight out of that landfill. The technology was mentioned, but, and mentioned that they could process more than the target 10%. So that was clarified today. And therefore we decided up around.
All right, very good. So we now have a consensus score of 20 for category 2, project approach and schedule for Tariva. Category 3, qualifications and financial resources. Original consensus score was for a score of 18. Based on today's presentations, is there a recommendation to change that score at all, either up or down?
Those all for 2. Up to, based on the qualifications and bringing on Morrow Energy into the oral presentation to provide better clarity on the qualifications of that technology, which is a large concern for the county regarding nitrogen and all of the things that it can process. So we got clarity from him on that, as well as other clarity from Tariva on their financial strength and ownership of the process from soup to nuts.
Danny, you have an opinion on that?
I second everything was said.
Okay,
Yeah,
Danny?
yeah, I also agree, that 2 points is warranted here. They was able to provide some clarity regarding the resources, their financial strength, what the qualifications in terms of the different companies that will be on board to help represent the company, and also to will be involved in the project. I think with that, 2 points.
Okay. For my part, I agree. I think it provided excellent clarity on qualifications, the input of the moral representative. This has helped a lot. I think they did a good job of clarifying their financial strength, which was not as clear before. Damon pointed out, also bringing additional resources to the table and their partners. So we now have a consensus score +2 for that category of 20. Category 3 qualification of financial resources is now 20. Okay. Fourth category, price proposal. Our original consensus score was for 35 out of 40. Is anyone interested in changing that score either up or down? Start with you, Gunta.
I would keep it the same.
Okay,
Didn't hear anything.
Mr. Gallagher.
Agreed, no additional clarification provided first proposal.
Okay,
No additional changes.
okay, and I agree. Nothing provided in the presentation justify the change in that score, so we will remain with the consensus score of 35 for price proposal. Sorry.
We can move to the next round.
Okay,
I'll read the final score when
okay,
everything's done.
all right, so the second proposal we received today was from Margaret Energy. We originally provided a consensus score of 18 for category 1, similar projects and references. Is there any interest in changing that score either up or down?
No, I'd like to keep the same.
Agreed.
I concur, keep it the same.
Yes, I do concur on that, so we will remain with a consensus score of 18 for category 1 for water and similar projects. Category 2, project approach and schedule. Our original consensus score was for 19 out of 20. Is there any interest in changing that score either up or down?
I would keep it the same.
Same.
Keep it the same.
And I agree. I concur. We will keep that consensus score of 19 the same for category 2, project approach and schedule. Category 3, qualification for financial resources. We originally provided a consensus score of 20. Is there any interest in reducing that score?
No.
No, I agree. That score will remain the same at 20 for category 3, qualification for financial resources. For category price proposal, our consensus score was for 35 out of 40. Is there any interest in changing that score at all? Okay,
Not for me.
No, same.
okay, I agree. So the consensus score of 35 remains the same for Waga Energy for category 4.
Thank you. Now that your discussions and final consensus scoring are completed, we will begin confirming the final scores. For River Renewables, criteria 1, a consensus score of 16. Criteria 2, a consensus score of 20. Criteria 3, a consensus score of 20. Criteria 4, a consensus score of 35. Is everyone in agreement with these scores?
Yes.
Yes.
For Waga Energy, criteria 1, a consensus score of 18. Criteria 2, a consensus score of 19. Criteria 3, a consensus score of 20. And criteria 4, a consensus score of 35. Is everyone in agreement with these scores?
Yes.
Yes.
Criteria 5, DMDWBE bonus points, 5 points, was previously established and remains the same. For River Renewables, 0 points, and for Waga Energy, 5 points. Since we have all of the scores, I will now announce the final consensus score for each company. For River Renewables, final consensus score is 91. For Waga Energy, final consensus score is 97. Brian, please send the evaluation summary and department recommendation on how you want to proceed. I will consider the meeting completed and we will get the recording of the meeting posted as soon as possible. I will complete the spreadsheet for the final consensus scoring and print it before you leave so that I can obtain everyone's signatures. I want to thank everyone for attending and I will now close the meeting.